getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Well, the former Buckeye Conley has been great. He has 23 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is pouring it in from three, guys. You know how much I love to see guys knocking down buckets.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Zach Randolph is out there with Barnes. And there's Carter. Then it's Conley, and it's Lee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Nice shot by Bogut.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And it's Conley penetrating, lays it up and banks it in. Conley's got 4 this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
And 5 turnovers here. He set his team back on the offensive end.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. It's stolen by Curry. Unloads. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor.
From downtown, that is good. Randolph's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. That's tipped. Fast break Memphis for the finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers. And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game.
Fast break Memphis. Throws it up high, and it's Randolph with the jam.
And Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allow the opponent to get.
A clear look for Curry, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had 1 before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Klay Thompson. Stokes is checked in for Memphis. Adams comes in for Michael Conley.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Shots good by Iguodala.
You know, I don't think it's ever too late to make a sweet dime. I mean, even if you're halfway through your shot, you might find a better one for a teammate.
There's Lee with the 3, and again it's Memphis with the 3.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Green, the screen. Curry passes to Iguodala. Jumper off the screen. Curry kicks to Green. Iguodala with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Curry gets the bucket. Memphis has gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Got that one up quick. Carter's got his second basket of the night.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher, and they're putting those fresh legs to good use. Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Curry attacking from deep. Iguodala. Carter with the block. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Some changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Bogut. Barbosa comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Now a timeout called by Memphis. Well, you have to respect the way Vince Carter has just aged gracefully. A superstar in his day, Clark. You knew his game so well. Even in his late 30s, he's still getting it done.
Got a lot that he brings to the table still, Kevin. I mean, not just to score. He can pass, defend, rebound, and not to mention his veteran leadership and savvy.
35 seconds left to play in the third. Here we go, one-on-one. Nobody near Allen. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
Livingston dishes to Iguodala. They need this, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
You've got to be kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache.
Stolen by Barbosa. With 1 on the clock, the shot misses. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Golden State's gone 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. We've got McAdoo. Livingston is out there with Barbosa. Then there's Festus Ezeli, and it's Babb in at the 3. That's the Warriors' 5.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Execute it to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the donkey. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
Assistant, Jeff Green.
The Warriors shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Udrih. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Allen's shot is off.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And again, it's Memphis with the 3. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Kicks it out to Barbosa. Here's McAdoo, and it's right, sending it back. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. The Warriors pull it in.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, it can make you look silly. It embarrasses you. And we had a little silliness right there for sure.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Now the dish to Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. That's good from Allen on the assist by Udrih.
For three.
Udrih has got 6 assists now in the game.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
From deep three-point range, the shot is off. Golden State's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Livingston kicks to McAdoo. Babb, the pass to McAdoo. Leandro Barbosa on the wing. Feeds to Livingston. They set the pick. They get it again. Green with the block. And another shot. McAdoo. And 3 chances on that possession. But they just couldn't find a way to score. Allen for 3. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih. And that's 12 points for Allen.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Offensive rebound. Nice shot by McAdoo.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
Greg, a lot of NBA players do play through injury. Last year, for instance, LaMarcus Aldridge played most of the regular season with a thumb injury that required surgery. Mike Conley, Clark Kellogg, we saw in the postseason play with the mask with a facial fracture.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a blanket statement if it's good or bad for guys to do that. You just hope the player heeds the doctor's advice and doesn't do any further damage by playing injured.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He told the players he wants a high volume of shots for the remainder of the game. He went so far as to say there is no such thing as a bad shot out there. He then made another statement, telling his guys to stay alert and aware when defending the outside shot, saying, quote, "They can hurt us on the perimeter if we don't stay right up on them." A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Well, the ball movement was good. The player movement was excellent, and you only get assists when guys make shots.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Mike Conley. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or two, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Smooth, guys. Very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
And you know, those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes as much as any single play in a game.
Yeah, and you can't allow, if you're the opponent, to have